In the relentless pursuit of gold, there is a line you must never cross. The ground beneath your feet can transform into a merciless adversary. Parker Schnabel, a name synonymous with ambition and grit, has built an empire in a world where every decision teeters between fortune and destruction. Today, we journey into the heart of his most dangerous dig yet, a story where the earth itself becomes a trap, and survival is measured by the courage to face catastrophic failure head-on. From the moment the operation began, there was an unspoken tension that swirled in the air. Parker's eyes burned with determination, and his crew mirrored his resolve. They were not just mining for gold, they were challenging nature's lethal unpredictability. With state-of-the-art machinery and a sprawling mining claim at his command, Parker set forth to defy the odds and push the boundaries of possibility. The ground, a silent and unpredictable entity, held secrets that could either crown him a legend or bring him to his knees. On that fateful day, chaotic images flash across our screen, heavy machinery groaning under relentless strain, vast metal beasts struggling as if in pain, and Parker's face, etched with determination and smeared with the dust of battle. The vivid imagery captures the irony of the situation. Amidst the promise of untold riches, the very earth conspires to turn hope into despair. A multi-million-dollar excavator, weighing over 50 tons of raw metal, stands as a monument to humankind's ambition. But as the ground shifted, it revealed its true, treacherous nature. This is not merely about lost assets or broken dreams. It is a battle for survival, a confrontation where every decision carries the weight of life and legacy. The season had begun under a banner of grand ambition. Parker's claim was his kingdom, a territory laced with the golden promise of record-breaking wealth. He assembled his fleet of cutting-edge machinery like an army poised to conquer not only the land but also history itself. Each piece of equipment, meticulously maintained and operating with precise purpose, was a testament to his pursuit of greatness. In the early days, the operation hummed with optimism and energy. Gold flowed smoothly, the wash plants roared to life, and every snapshot of the mining camp evoked hope. Yet beneath this promising exterior, subtle signs of impending doom began to surface. In the midst of successful operations, an isolated patch of ground emerged with a warning that few could ignore. The soil, unusually soft and damp compared to its hardened surroundings, whispered of instability. An excavator, momentarily caught in a minor struggle with the quagmire, seemed to face a challenge that was more than a routine hiccup. Parker, ever the meticulous observer, noted these details with a cautious eye. He inspected the anomaly as he walked across the site, his boots stirring the dust and history embedded in the earth. He dismissed it initially as a temporary setback, a fleeting issue in an otherwise robust operation. Days passed, and the confined warning evolved into a clear and present danger. The area where the machinery once moved confidently began to betray its true character. The soft patch expanded, pooling into a deceptive mire that defied conventional expectations. What once was a manageable inconvenience mutated into a landscape that threatened to engulf every ounce of progress made. Parker's initial optimism was gradually replaced by a creeping anxiety as he observed the terrain transform before his eyes. The reliable ground he trusted was now a shifting enemy, eager to capitalize on any vulnerability. His gut told him that the stakes were rising, and every passing moment deepened the risk inherent in the quest for gold. Then, amid the tension and meticulous planning, catastrophe struck with a force that shattered the calm. The once silent threat erupted into a full-blown crisis. A towering excavator, an engineering marvel and the beating heart of Parker's operation, began to sink with alarming rapidity. In a sequence of moments that felt both surreal and excruciatingly long, the earth opened its jaws. The colossal machine, weighing more than 50 tons, was suddenly at the mercy of the collapsing ground. Metal groaned under unimaginable strain. The operator's voice, crackling over the radio, mingled with Parker's shouted orders in a cacophony of fear and urgency. In the split second that defined the life of an entire operation, the machine succumbed to the treacherous trap, its descent echoing like a death knell for the day's ambitions. Silence followed the initial chaos, a silence punctuated by the pounding of hearts and the palpable dread of an impending disaster. But even in the epicenter of calamity, there was no time for surrender. Parker's mind, honed by years of high-stakes mining, instantly pivoted to survival. There was no option to retreat, only a desperate, coordinated fight against a force that threatened to erase months of painstaking work. With a clarity born of necessity, he rallied his crew. The rescue was not simply about recovering a piece of expensive equipment. It was about defying nature's relentless assault and proving that in the world of gold mining, risk and reward exist in delicate balance. A high-stakes operation sprang into action. Parker commandeered his entire fleet of machinery with precision and authority. Bulldozers and excavators, like knights in heavy armor, were dispatched to the scene to execute an audacious rescue. The plan was clear: establish a counterweight system to oppose the relentless pull of the unstable ground. Massive chains and steel cables were affixed with calculated care, each connection a lifeline in a desperate bid to halt the sinking behemoth. Every minute was a battle against time and the inevitable collapse, a test of both human ingenuity and the raw strength of the machines. The crew worked like a well-oiled unit, a blend of practiced expertise and desperate resolve, knowing that their every move teetered on the edge of disaster. The rescue operation was a symphony of tension and precision. The cacophony of metal, the clang of chains, and the resounding commands over radios blended with the relentless drumming of the earth below. At times, it seemed as if the very air vibrated with the energy of man versus nature. Every pull on a cable, every adjustment of a counterweight, was laden with the possibility of either salvation or further calamity. As the underground forces pressed in, Parker's unwavering focus proved to be the anchor that held the operation together. In moments of crisis, his voice cut through the chaos, declaring that this struggle was not solely about the machine. It was a testament to the indomitable spirit of every miner who dared to challenge fate. Yet, even as the machine was coaxed back from the brink, the cost of this relentless battle became painfully evident. The once proud excavator, now drenched in mud and scarred by the ordeal, stood as a visual reminder of the day's tremendous sacrifice. Financially, the price was staggering. The repairs to restore the machine to working order would cost millions. Every dollar spent echoed the high risks inherent in a life spent chasing one elusive dream, a record-breaking haul of gold that could redefine a miner's legacy. The lesson was brutal in its simplicity. Ambition in the face of nature's caprice carries an expense that is measured not only in dollars but in the strain it inflicts on the human spirit. In the quiet aftermath of chaos, the landscape bore the marks of a battle hard fought. The rescuers took stock of their victory: a salvaged machine, a halted disaster, and a renewed sense of purpose. But the scars ran deep. Parker wandered the dig site with a somber gravity that contrasted sharply with the earlier exuberance of the opening days. His eyes, once alight with unbridled ambition, now held a reflective hardness, a certainty that every stride forward in the pursuit of gold demanded not only courage but an acceptance of nature's unforgiving might. The financial fallout was stark, a multi-million-dollar setback that served as an enduring reminder of the ever-present dangers lurking beneath the surface. Yet, within this crucible of loss and hardship, a fundamental truth emerged. The very essence of the gold rush is not defined solely by the glittering allure of wealth, but by the resilience and tenacity required to emerge unbroken from the jaws of despair. Parker's journey was far from over, with the weight of the incident pressing heavily upon him. He turned his gaze back to the horizon, where untold riches still lay hidden beneath layers of treacherous earth. The catastrophe, as painful as it was, became a crucible that tempered his resolve rather than extinguishing it. As dusk turned the sky to a deep reflective blue, Parker gathered his team for a final moment of reckoning. In the soft glow of the fading day, his voice resonated with quiet determination. He reminded them that every challenge is a stepping stone, every setback a lesson carved into the bedrock of experience. There was a solemn promise in his tone, a promise that the spirit of the miner would never be vanquished by the trials of the earth. In that moment, as he surveyed the scarred and humbled landscape, Parker embraced the harsh truth. Risk and reward are two sides of the same coin, and true success is found in the fight to reclaim one's destiny against all odds. From the chaotic moments of plunging machinery to the heroic efforts that defied a collapsing ground, this expedition was more than a mining operation. It was a testament to survival. The unfolding drama on the dig site told a story of ambition turned battle, where every misstep carried monumental consequences and every rescue was a victory against nature's relentless force. As the rescued excavator stood battered yet unbowed, so too did Parker's spirit rise from the debris of a near-catastrophic failure. In the muted light of early morning, as the team methodically repaired equipment and recalibrated their plans, an air of renewed determination filled the camp. The lesson was etched into every layer of mud and stone. In the gold rush, the true test of a miner is not how much gold he unearths, but the manner in which he fights back when the ground itself conspires to swallow him whole. Each setback was a harsh tutor, guiding them with the certainty that every risk taken in the hunt for fortune demanded not only ingenuity, but also an unwavering resilience that only the hardest of souls could muster. For Parker Schnabel, the journey had reached a new, profound chapter. The financial fallout, the tangible scars of machinery and landscape, and the emotional toll were all markers on the path to greatness. In the echo of groaning metal and the quiet resolve of a team that refused to yield, Parker found clarity. The accident was not an end, but a beginning, a call to adjust, learn, and ultimately conquer the unpredictable force that is nature. Standing in the muddy cut, with the early light glistening on weathered equipment, Parker's eyes shone with a steely resolve. His gaze, firm and unyielding, communicated a silent promise to both his team and the elements, that no matter the enormity of the peril, he would persist. In the world of gold mining, every decision is a brush with danger, every moment a balance between risk and reward. And so, with deliberate steps, he directed his crew to move forward, re-establishing their operation on grounds that were both treacherous and tantalizing. The spark of determination burned brighter than ever before. With hearts hardened by adversity and spirits fueled by an unyielding drive, they set forth again into the uncertain frontier. The dramatic saga of Parker Schnabel's expedition is a riveting study of courage, catastrophe, and the relentless human spirit. It reminds us that the road to greatness is fraught with peril, each moment a delicate dance between ambition and nature's indomitable force. As you witness this unfolding drama, let the story inspire you to embrace challenges, learn from every setback, and always choose to fight for your dreams.